Call me Neoblade. This is an introduction to the staircase. This is for all races. I'm a Zerg player, former Protoss player, and as you can see I'm Platinum 2 and I have 100% win rate in this division. You have seen a screenshot where I have only 57 win rate because I played more games, and I think I will be promoted to Platinum 1 if I keep winning, or I will go down to 55 or 53% and then stay in Platinum 2. But using the staircase is able to put you to Platinum 2, and I proved it. So this basic introduction is just about the importance of macro and mechanics. The staircase should be played about 100 to 200 games. Some people will need 300 games or even 400 games, but it's not designed to be a solution for your whole StarCraft career, and you can move on if you think you have a basic understanding of StarCraft 2 micro, macro and mechanics. So people often bitch about cheese, and I just want to move into this. This is the staircase step 4 for Zerg, a replay for this, but keep in mind this introduction is for all 3 races. And you can play cheese if you want. You can play this kind of Terran cheese, will just stay in my vision. And I think the game wasn't over when the opponent decided to leave the game. Please take a look at my other The Staircase videos. The Staircase and SQ are important. You can Google them in my channel, or search for them in my YouTube channel. I wanted to build Zergling and roaches in this game, trying a gasless build. Mamba taught me a Grandmasters, but my opponent decided to build proxy barracks. Do not bitch about cheese and all-ins. Train. First of all, get a training partner. First of all, you have to scout the cheese, then get a training partner and train a ton. Or training. So now I scout the cheese. I did not pull all my probes of my drones. Perhaps I did a little bit too much, but I want to have income. 2 things I want to defend here. I want to prevent these bunkers getting finished, and I want to kill as much Marines as I can without losing that much drones. But the opponent has to micro his SCVs. The opponent has to micro these Marines, and this is too much for him. I should this drone killed an SCV, and now the cheese is defended. But my opponent gets a lot of overmints, which he should not get, and my opponent builds 3 CC afterwards. So he's not that behind, I think, but he chose to leave the game anyway. And why do I choose this game? It's a completely brand new game, Platinum 2, and my opponent, and you will face cheese a lot of times. I think about 10% or 20% of the game, or all-ins. Cheese and all-in are not the same, but you will face it a lot. And my opponent has no army left. His barracks are not at home, so he has to wall here immediately. But he could do that, and then he had 3 CC. I think I can manage to prevent him from getting a natural here, because I have 5 links and I can produce more. But he should have scouted I do not have gas, so this is not the end of the game. But he thinks his cheese failed, and so he has to leave the game. You will see now some screenshots of GGtracker and my revisions of his guide using the staircase, and I will explain why I chose to make adjustments. Most adjustments are coming from Legacy of the Void, and most adjustments come from the staircase is dependent on GGtracker, and GGtracker does not work properly in some divisions like race macro and so on. See you in the next part. As you can see in the screenshot, you have to complete benchmarks to do the staircase step 1. I strongly recommend you try Grandmaster spending skill in the staircase step 1, which is an SQ above 90 all the time. I recommend this doing the staircase step 1 and step 2. After the staircase step 2, which means you are in step 3, you can choose your league goal, and if it's gold, that's totally fine, or if it's platinum, it's totally fine. Then it will below, your SQ will below 90. I do not find it very difficult to get above 70, but that's totally up to you. The next thing is your TSC. That's very easy to find. You view your profile, choose match history, and we'll take a look. I was a Zerg player, and here is time supply kept, TSC, time supply kept. And a Grandmaster time supply kept is below 50 seconds. If your 20 seconds are even better than 40 seconds. So the more low you get, the better you will play. But sometimes in the low leagues here are 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minute 30, whatever you can imagine. The highest I've ever seen, I think, is 7 minutes and something. Please try to stay below 50 seconds all the time for Grandmaster benchmark in the staircase step 1 and step 2. Thanks for listening, and we'll see us in the next part. This is the next part, and as you can see, the first step regarding the staircase is mine only minerals, no gas, attack move on the minimap only, and do not look at battles. We'll just make a very short video about it. This build order you will see is not about winning a game, just so you can concentrate on your mechanics. You choose Neo School Game Heart. Why choose Neo School Game Heart? Because you're not able to click the command card. You have seen the Neo AI. We will use that as well. You can rewind that. I will take Protoss. Doesn't matter which you use. Economic Focus Elite, because you can use a move over the minimap. You will see a more advanced video on this, and I probably will die showing you this, and we'll talk about the Oco style and egg hotkey drill. The Oco cycle, sorry. Use hotkeys, as you can see. I use hotkeys. Never mind where your overlords go. I will play a 14 pool. If you're bronze or silver, you should not try to worker stack here. But I like worker stack, and I forgot about the pool already. We'll make an overlord. Again, this is not a build order you can play in the ladder. It's just to show you what you should do. We'll build another overlord, so we do not get supply blocked. You will die if you get supply blocked. And these first, if you're totally new to StarCraft 2, it's not important where you send your overlords. Do not send them into your opponent's base. I think we can afford a hatchery now. Again, this build order is not to win games in ladder. And you use a control group for your army. And when you make the Zerglings, you use the egg hotkey drill to put them in a control group. And you can see I have 4 links in my control group. Now I have 6 links in my control group. It's 4 because there are 4 eggs. And we make another overlord, and we make a queen. And then a move over the minimap. That's why we chose an elite opponent, so we can practice a move over the minimap. We need to creep 2 more. We'll make another queen. I forgot these links. Again, I forgot these links. You inject, and we need an additional queen to spread creep. We do not look at battles, that's important. I always forget the egg hotkey drill. And you check your queen. You check your money, your lava, and your queen. We need a macro hedge. You have to watch your saturation, which means we have this building will die if you do not use the saturation. I always forget the egg hotkey drill. Injecting and trying to creep spread. Sending overlords everywhere. And I think we'll make it a full cycle right now. I will build 2 overlords again. You need 17 drones here, or 18 if you're in the lower leagues. And now a move with the minimap. My hotkey drill is not that good because I'm talking all the time. I take a look at my queen. Yeah, they both have enough energy.
Our forces
and
are under attack.
double click, creep spread, a hotkey drill, creep spread, and overlords. With every inject you should build at least one overlord. Injecting, creep spread,
Our forces are
one
under
overlord,
attack.
build links, a move, minimap, and I think you got the concept. If you die to supply block or other stuff, then you're not doing it right. If you did not choose an injection method, I will overlay a video here. It's very important you choose your right injection method, something you are able to do, something which you like to do and feel confident with, and therefore you search for inject, LOTV queen inject, create game, and most Korean pro gamers do the following. I just show how to do it with a main base and a natural. They jump using I'm sorry. They jump to their main, select their queen and inject. Jump to the natural, select their queen and inject. This is called camera and camera injection method. Sometimes it's called the core injection method, but only the Liquipedia shows it that way, and I'm not sure it's correct. But you use cameras to inject and manually select. Then there is 55V. The first possible thing is I will take another hatch. This is 5, this is 6, 5, 5. I'm sorry, I'm not that familiar like this. And this means 5, 5. Your queen is selected. 6, 6. I'm sorry. Your queen is selected. 5, 5. 6, 6. You see, I'm faster with this because I've trained it. It's called 55V because you click 5, 5, and then V for the normal standard injection hotkey, and this is X for me because I use grid. You can use all queens. You can use this method as well with 2 queens and a macro hatch. You see, the queen knows where to inject if it stands right at the hatch. Five, 5. It's not that consistent because you sometimes switch to the wrong hatch. Right now it's working fine. But I think you will grasp the concept. One of the most popular in the lower leagues is backspace. Which just means you cycle through every hatch and use shift. You can look it up how it works, and you just cycle through it. It's a very fast one and very popular in the lower leagues. As you can see, it's very fast. But you need a queen for every hatch. Otherwise you will jump to hatches where no queen is, and that's a waste of time. I use rapid fire inject, but I strongly recommend that you train this method only if you're an experienced Zerg player, which means you have advanced bronze to silver and even silver 1 or gold 3. But it's very fast, but it's very, very, very difficult to learn, because you need to hit 2 keys exactly at once. If you do not hit them exactly at once, your queens will wander. And if you get above 50 energy, your queens sometimes will walk around the map or wander around the map. But then it's looked like this. As you can see, that's very fast. And you will think, okay, it's fast, it's good for me, but if you do not have the minimap vision to spot a walking queen right away, then it's not the method for you. So please, if you want to choose rapid fire inject, train it on a large map where you build hatches far away from each other, and then try to take a look, do your queens wander? And you will see in my videos and my replays, sometimes the queen wander. What's the main purpose for me? My queens get more than 50 energy, and if they have 50 energy, they can inject another hatch. So, and the queens really have to be close to the hatches. If you sometimes your queen attacks this Banshee or whatever this is right now, and you forget about this queen. I don't know if it's possible to show you right now. It worked here, but sometimes this queen won't take this hatch. It wanders to any hatch on the field, and that is bad because your queens slow down if they are off creep. So thanks for this part. Oh no, I'm sorry, I forgot something to tell. If you have problems using hotkeys and control groups, I strongly recommend that you search for hotkey. I don't know if it's the right one, but it's LOTV, hotkey trainer. And if you're not familiar using hotkeys, you should definitely learn them. And I should build a Spire, but I want to train unit production, and I want to build a Hydralisk, and it's A. I want to build a Corruptor, it's D. I want to build a Mutalisk, which is S. I want to build a Viper, which is Y. I want to build an Overlord, Hydralisk, Ultralisk, Swarm Host, Ultralisk, Viper, and so on. I think you grasp the concept. You can do it for upgrades as well.
Metamorphosis complete. Mutation complete. Metamorphosis complete. Metamorphosis
You can see
complete.
it's all possible to train. You can use it for buildings as well. And this will wrap it up for this part. Thank you very much, and you should try to get your reaction time if you're bronze below 5, if you're silver below 4, and so on and so on. This is the next part, and I will now talk about the staircase step 0 for Zerg. I will now try to talk about the staircase step 1, and I will prepare you for the staircase step 2, which you only will do on the training maps and versus the AI. You should train the staircase in the ladder. Doesn't matter if you use 4v4 or 1v1, but 1-on-1 is the most important part on StarCraft 2, so you should focus on that. You have learned what an SQ is, you have learned what a TSC is, so you should be prepared to upload all your replays to GGtracker and check your SQ there. The guide, you have seen a screenshot from the guide with your benchmarks. We'll come to that in a second. The guide tells you try to keep at least one unit or group of units active on the map after your first scout. This will help train your multitasking. First of all, you can make a worker scout, a drone scout in every matchup, in every league and in every step of the staircase. But it's important in the staircase step 1 that you focus on the Occo cycle. Please check out my videos regarding the Occo cycle, that you take a look at GGattack's egg hotkey drill and that you learn the egg hotkey drill, and so on and so on. And if you have a basic foundation and understanding of the basic concepts and mechanics of Zerg, you can advance to the staircase step 2, where you are allowed to micro and use this step. So we'll get back to this statement from GGattack later on. Now I will show you the first training map where you should check your multitasking. This is NeoMT Proberto, and we'll just try to recreate our stuff, which we learned in the first videos. I take Zerg, the rest does not matter. And it also will help you to execute this kind of scouting using one Zergling or one Roach or whatever. You choose Zerg, you choose Bronze. The staircase step 1 means you choose Bronze. The staircase step 2 means you choose Silver. And again, we built a 14 pool. You have to move this probe around.
Spawn more overlords.
And the goal for this map is to reduce this time here to 0 and to stay alive all the time. You cannot win this map because you're not allowed to take gas, and you have to take gas to rescue this executor.
Spawn more overlords.
Oh, this was a major mistake. As you can see, I'm using multitasking to build my base and to build units. I will now take this build order does not make any sense. It's just so we can quickly use injects. We can creep spread.
We require more minerals.
We use our hotkeys and control groups, and will attacked very soon by 2 Marines. And you should try this map all the time. Only one time, if you want to make a ladder session, one-on-one, and you want to play 5 ladder games a day or 2 ladder games a day, you should play this map one time to get into the game. It really helps you, I assure you. I've coached a lot of StarCraft, I coached about 200 people in StarCraft, and this is this helps. So now we'll... Oh, I wanted to build Zerglings, but I forgot. I will build an additional spine crawler, so I do not have to worry that much about
The high cluster is under attack. Our forces are under attack.
do not worry that much about the Marines. As you can see, I used a hotkey drill to build 6 links, and now we'll build 2 queens, and my links will kill those Marines. And if you can execute this like I do, you will have no problems to scout your opponent, or to scout for hidden bases, or scout his third base in time. I built an overlord, and now I want to kill those rocks here, and I jump back to my probe. I take a look at my queens. Oh, didn't get it. I will now do a hotkey and jump back to my probe. Oh, it's gone, and the counter is down from 10 to 9. I think you grasped the concept. This is to prepare you for multitasking, which is very important in StarCraft 2. But now we'll get back to the staircase step 0 and what you have to do there. I've chosen Retribution LE because you can expand there a lot, but you can choose any map you like. I've chosen Neo AI. I think you have seen how I use an extension mod, otherwise you can Google it. Keep in mind the command card is disabled, and it's very important to use hotkeys and control groups. And your goal for this map is to inject and creep every time, not to get supply blocked, and to kill your opponent in 10 minutes or less. Kill 10 minutes or less. I do not play very well in this game, but I think you will see how my Oko cycle and my hotkey drill is working. You have to take the watchtowers in every game. If it's one-on-one or 3-on-3, doesn't matter. The watchtowers are yours, and if you have to put 10 links on every watchtower, doesn't matter. Or if you want to have 1 link at the watchtower, it's totally fine too. But a marine would kill 1 link, so if you take 4 links there, it's no problem. Doesn't matter in bronze, silver or gold. Why do you have to take the watchtowers? You have to take the watchtowers because you have to watch the minimap, you have to learn this. And this only comes with practice. So as you can see, I do the following. I inject and I spread creep. Then I use a move over the minimap. I do not look at battles, as I have taught you, and as the guide from GGtracker tells you to do.
Our forces are under attack.
And I try to spread my overlords in every direction. At first it doesn't matter where you spread them, just do not send them all to your opponent's base. But the more your overlords are spread, the more you see of the minimap. Injecting, creep spread, building overlords. Injecting, creep spread, building overlords. Use all my lava and reduce my money to 0. As you can see, my money always gets to 0. If I cannot get it to 0, then I will build a macro hatch. My money was 15 there. And I just use a move over the minimap. As you can see, my control group 1 is stuffed with links. I have 120, more than 200 links. I will just point this out here, so we can see everything. And again, I inject. I should creep. There is the creep. I should build overlords, even though I have enough, just to train my Occo cycle. It's a macro cycle for Zerg, but you can take a look at my channel, you will find it, you can Google it. And I think the opponent is done now. I maxed in under 10 minutes. And my opponent is killed in under 10 minutes. These are the 2 goals you try to reach in the staircase step 0. And your creep spread should look like this. You must have a basic understanding and a basic foundation in your mechanics using inject and using creep. That's very important, and you can take a look at GGtracker videos as well. So this is for the staircase step 0. And the next thing I will show you is the staircase step 1. Preparing yourself for the staircase step 2. This is not something you should do in the ladder, it's only when you play against an AI opponent. You can see I played against Elite because the AI opponent will then try to defend. If it's very easy, it just don't care if it loses an SCV or not. So you have to choose Elite to use A move over the minimap and to kill his SCVs, to harass his SCVs. This is the Neo School mod. Again, you can take a look at my channel, how to use them, how to find them. So I will kill this SCV now. And I use my multitasking to harass this guy, but I always you are not allowed to get overmints. If you harass the Terran and you get more than 400 minerals, it's very, very bad. Like I do here, because I'm supply blocked. That's very, very, very bad. But I kinda reduce my money using 2 queens. And now I have 1 unit active on the map. This is the staircase step 2. And the map always tells me that I have too much lava. You should always take a look at your lava. If you do not have this overlay standard enhanced, you just type U and then you see the lava. And this is too much lava. And this is too much money. When my lava is spent, I need a macro hedge. Because my injects are too bad, and the bad injects result in more than 700 minerals. So this is your first goal in the staircase. You have to master step 0, you have to master step 1, and when you play against the AI opponent using the Neo AI, I will just show it how it's done. When you play against the Neo AI, you should try to have 1 scouting unit on the map, and you should try to harass his SCVs. So I would recommend you play against a Terran AI. You choose multiplayer, take Apotheosis or Arena, doesn't matter. Create extension mod, use for Neo, and then you should find Neo School Game Heart, which is important for you. This will point out macro mistakes when you get too much overmints, when you get supply blocked, when you have too much lava laying around, and so on. And the Neo AI is designed not to kill you, but to harass you and to prolong a game, but to take a look at your macro as well. And so I don't know which style you would prefer, but if you take for example a Protoss AI, it won't expand. A normal Blizzard Protoss AI won't expand that much, and my Neo AI expands a lot, so it gives you the opportunity to scout for bases and to attack those bases. But this is the Staircase Step 2, and we'll discuss this in the next video regarding the Staircase Step 2. Thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe to my channel, and I see you guys next time.